This is Jeffrey Paul Ross for NextLevelGuitar.com. Today we're going to be working on some acoustic blues. And we're going to be using a couple of different open tunings. I'm going to be playing the same thing, but I'm going to show you how to do it in two different tunings. And we'll be using a slide. All right, and before I forget, if you would like a free video lesson that's not on YouTube, click on the YouTube text box below and we will send you a free video lesson with the corresponding ebook. And it's all for free, so you don't have anything to lose. All right, thank you. We're going to start with open D tuning. And I'll just break the tuning down for you. I'll go from high to low here. So we'll start with D. And then the next string, which is normally a B string, will be tuned down a whole step to A. That should be an A note. The G string tuned down a half a step to F sharp. You can leave the D string alone. Now I'm talking about going from standard tuning into this open D tuning. So leave the D string alone and the A string alone. And you're going to tune the low E string down a whole step to D. So once again, from high to low, it would be D, A, F sharp, D, A, D. And that should give you an open D chord. Now to get things started, maybe just with your thumb, practice doing eighth notes on that open, now it's a D, on that open D, just, and you know, just get that going in your head there. And now we'll do the lick. So once again, we got that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up to the second string here on the 12th fret with our slide. And I like to slide into it. I guess that's why they call it a slide. So, and I usually slide from the 10th fret. And then you're going to go down to the third string and do the same thing. And then you're going to land on that D note there on the fourth string on the 12th fret. So it'd be like. Now it seems like on this string and this string I'm doing like a whole step slide, and then when I get to the fourth string I'm doing like a little half step. Once again, keeping those eighth notes going with your thumb. So we'll finish that lick, and then we'll come down here to the third fret. Once again, you know, keeping that going. And we're going to be using our slide, but just so you'll be able to see it clearly, I'll use my first finger. So I slide up a half step, then open, and then you're going to kind of hammer on. Now you're going to go down to the fifth string and kind of hammer on the third fret. And then the open fourth string again. And then back up to the third fret and open. So and you see I'm kind of giving it a little Let's see. And once again, I'm keeping that going. So use something to, you know, you can slide up to the 5th fret, down to the 3rd fret and open. And I'm not hitting all the strings, just kind of the ones in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to show you the same thing in a different tuning and a different key. So once again, that was in the key of D. Like I said, if you strum the guitar open, it should produce a D chord. All right, so now we've moved to another guitar, and this may be a world's first right here, folks. We've got a gypsy jazz guitar that's tuned like a Delta blues guitar. We're in open G, and I'm going to play slide on it. And some of you Django purists, don't write. We're just using what we got here today. It's Dave's fault. His other guitar isn't working right now. So anyway, so now we're in the key of G, and this is an open G tuning, and I'm going to break this down to you from high to low, and I'll be explaining the tuning going from standard tuning. So from standard tuning, you would tune the high E string down a whole step to a D. Once again, this tuning should produce a G chord when you strum it open. So we're tuning the high E string down to a D, a whole step. You can leave the B string alone because B is actually the 3rd of the key of G. And you can leave the G string alone. I won't even, that's a little too obvious. Okay, leave the D alone because D is actually the 5th of the key of G. Now, when you get to the A string, you're going to tune that down. You're going to tune that down a whole step to G. Now, when you get to the low E, you're going to tune that down a whole step to D. So once again, we've got D, B, G, D, G, D. And like I said, that should produce a G chord when you strum it open. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to do the same thing in this tuning that I did in the open D tuning. Now once again, we're going to get the 8th notes going, but now I'm not on the low 6th string. I'm on the 5th string. With this tuning, you can get a little tricky. You can do that root 5th alternating bass thing. You don't have to go like that the whole time. But I like to mute it. Now, once again, we're on the 12th fret, and we're gonna. You'll notice that everything I'm playing is real similar to the old tuning, but we just moved everything down one string that way. So 8 notes on the 5th string, and then we're going to slide up from the 10th fret to the 12th fret on the 1st string. And the same thing on the 2nd string. And then on the 3rd string, I'm just sliding up a half step. And then we come down. We're down to the 3rd fret again. And I'm sliding up a half step on the 3rd string, or the G string. Open. And then down on the 3rd fret on the D string. And then back to the open G. So. it, finish it, another one of those. So it's, once again, the action on these guitars is a little low to be doing this stuff, but hey, it's what we have, okay? And once again, I think in previous lessons on slide, I've discussed that when you're fretting with a slide, you're not actually pushing down on the string like you would with your finger. You're just laying it on top, and you don't actually fret in the fret space. You fret actually right on the bar. Okay, so there you have it. So once again, this has been Jeffrey Paul Ross for NextLevelGuitar.com, reminding you that we have over 950 examples of various types of lessons, starting with beginners, intermediate, and on up through advanced. So we'll see you next time.